Flashback.
Ooh! Well, this is nice. Thunderfang. Steel Wing. That's wicked, dude. These are some... yeah, this trainer's cooking, dude. Oh my goodness, this guy's a goat. Oh my goodness, look at that. Hyper Beam. What do we have in the back, sir? Kommo-O. Huh? Poison Jab. That's insane. Oh my goodness, that is so bad. Wow, they beat me. Oh my goodness. This guy is actually the GOAT. Oh my goodness, so close too. Wow. GG, dude. Dang. That's awesome.
End of Flashback.
What is up, everyone? Today I'll be showcasing some battles from Tangyplatypus in the Fantasy Cup. He's running a wild team with some extremely creative movesets. Thunderfang Shadow Steelix, Steel Wing Hyper Beam Shadow Dragonite, and Poison Jab Kommo-O. Just crazy. These movesets will surely take a lot of trainers by surprise, including me. He beat me with this team on day 1 of the Fantasy Cup, and after that he sent me GGs and he asked me if he could send me some battles, and I was like, yes, definitely send me these. These are gonna be extremely exciting to watch, so we're just gonna head right into it. I haven't watched any of these battles, by the way, so I'm gonna be just as surprised as you are. Well, you see Thunderfang Steelix into Slurpuff right here. Tangy is farming up to a Heavy Slam before firing off the Psychic Fangs. Their opponent does shield that up as a Heavy Slam would knock out. Then Tangy catches the Flamethrower, probably I would guess Flamethrower, on its Kommo-O. This is such a scary catch, because if you miss that catch, a player have just one shot. But he got that catch. Opponent not realizing his Poison Jab stays in for a Fairy Wind, but then does have to switch out into Skarmory here. Skarmory definitely a good answer to Poison Jab Kommo-O, but close combat does so much. Skarmory may even have to put up a shield to take this Dragon Claw, but does not. Skarmory gets taken out by Kommo-O. Slurpuff comes back in. Do you bring in a Steel type with Thunderfang, or do you bring out a Dragon type with super effective Steel Wings to knock out the Slurpuff? Now does bring out the Steel type here. Steelix will take super effective from his Flamethrower, would do quite a bit. So Tangy does decide to shoot up, go for another Psychic Fangs. At this point, this should knock out the Slurpuff, but the opponent decides to shoot it up. Probably weak to Steelix in the back. Tangy switches in the Dragonite. Out comes Azumarill, and this is exactly where Steel Wing and Hyper Beam will come in clutch. Shields are already down. I think we're gonna see a Hyper Beam landed here. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Get ready. This will surely knock out the Azumarill, right? And it does knock out the Azumarill. Bye-bye. And he does also Steel Wing down the Slurpuff. Wow. Dragonite just taking out 2 fairies there. Absolutely incredible. Next match, we see Shadow Steelix into Azumarill. This can't be too bad for Steelix with Thunderfang here, though Azumarill definitely still has a lot of play. Opponent actually decides to switch out into Melmetal though, which can knock out Steelix with a superpower probably. Tangy gonna go for the Breaking Swipe here, hoping to get a debuff. That would probably put the Steelix out of superpower range. Does not get a debuff though. Now has to make a call. Is this the bait? Is this the superpower? Ends up being a bait. Great call by Tangy here, letting that go. Double resisted Thunderbolt does absolutely nothing on the Steelix. Now able to fire off another Breaking Swipe. Gets no shielded again. Drops the attack. Try to catch a superpower now. Is this a successful catch, or is this the Rockstar Thunderbolt? No, it is a great catch. Catches a superpower on Dragonite. Opponent switch timers all up, so forced to throw another attack here. Just another superpower. I don't think I've ever seen Shadow Dragonite take 2 attacks, but Tangy's Dragonite just did, so that's great to see. Out comes Shadow Magnezone, farming up to as much energy as possible here before throwing the Dragon Claw, hoping to bait the superpower, but opponent calls it, lets the Dragon Claw go. Probably content with letting the Magnezone go down either way, to be honest, as that Steelix is such a hard wall to it. So maybe not even a bait call, but just content letting it go. This puts Tangy still in a great spot though, because Steelix is such a hard wall here. Opponent even shields up his Psychic Fangs, which is great. And Tangy can just let no shield everything now. Like, to shield Kommo-O with Poison Jab versus Azumarill is looking amazing. Takes another mirror shot. Steelix is just so bulky. Able to get to the Psychic Fangs versus this Azumarill now. An opponent I don't think is ready for what's waiting in the back. Poison jab, Kommo-O comes out and just starts jabbing down this Azumarill. It's just absolutely crazy. Oh, this is me messaging Tangy right after our battle. GG, yeah, that was the coolest line I've ever played, to be honest. These movesets are just wicked. Kommo-O takes out the Azumarill. Well, actually doesn't take it out. Opponent concedes a match, knows it's over. GG. Next match, Steelix into Escavalier. Not a great lead for Steelix. Also not great for Kommo-O, to be honest. So I'm curious to see if Tangy will be able to play his way out of this. I would imagine that he needs to get like shields down here to have any chance. So he can close combat the Escavalier later. Opts to go for a Hyper Beam here. If the opponent lets this go, that could be huge because getting switch advantage could be massive too. Oh, he does let it go. Does actually not knock out the Azumarill, which is kind of disappointing, but does get the Steel Wing down with the Dragonite. Has now gotten switch advantage. Maybe able to save his Dragonite for the Escavalier later. I feel like that would be huge. Goes for another Hyper Beam. Does the opponent see this coming, or do we see a shield? Opponent does see it coming. Shields up the attack here. Tangy actually staying in. Interesting. What does he line up first, the Tapu Fini now? Do you go in Kommo-O to start farming up energy so you can potentially unleash some close combats later? Or do you use your Steelix here? Does switching the Kommo-O can start farming energy. Decides to try to catch the attack on Steelix. Is this the Moonblast? Oh, it is! Wow, what a catch. What a catch. Opponent, I think, tried to farm up to another Surf there. I'm not sure if they quite got it. But yeah, now has to switch out into the Escavalier. Psychic Fangs does add up. Will Tangy get to another Psychic Fangs? He does not, but he does put the Escavalier in the red. This could be pretty big. Maybe Tangy can farm down this Escavalier now. Actually just had to no-shoot the first attack. Expecting maybe Acid Spray. Ends up being Duran though. Does a lot of damage versus this Kommo-O opponent. Now going for another Duran. Taking the next shield. Tangy able to throw the first Dragon Claw here. Almost at a second. Might just have this game. Oh, already is at the second. We'll be able to take out this Escavalier now. And can he poison jab down the Tapu Fini? He can. Wow. Such a close match, but incredibly well played by Tangy here. GG. Next up, incredible lead here. Steelix into the Shadow Magnezone. Out comes Azumarill. Opponent maybe not realizing this was Thunder Fang. And Steelix actually looks to be outpacing Azumarill here in damage. Likely will be able to win this matchup, but probably wants to get out of here at some point, I would imagine, since you really do want that Steelix or Magnezone later. On the other hand though, it does look like you'll just be able to win 2 shields here easy. Just full Thunder Fang down. So, seems like that's what Tangy's opting to go for. First, probably getting a shield there with Psychic Fangs. Then, shooting this up, I would guess. No, actually letting it go. Interesting. Wait, do you take this? Wow, you do take that. You do take that. Then opts to go into the Shadow Dragonite to farm down the Azumarill. At this point, you're honestly just hoping that you get a shield here and that Kommo-O can maybe sweep the rest of the line. You do get a shield. Our opponent doesn't know that Tangy is not running superpower here, so I had to respect it with a shield. Now, takes out Tangy's Dragonite with a Mirror Shot. Do we bring in Steelix here to take some energy, or Kommo-O? Bring in Kommo-O. Steelix does not have a lot of health, maybe at risk of almost getting farmed down. So opts to bring in Kommo-O instead. Wild Charge will still do a lot of damage, so wise shield there. Another attack coming through from the Shadow Magnezone though. It's another Wild Charge, puts the Kommo-O into the red. Tangy can overfarm a little bit here now. Goes for the close combat. This is a quad above Magnezone. This just knocks out a whole family of Magnezone right now. And out comes Tapu Fini. And unfortunately, without shields, without HP, this is gonna be a loss for Tangy. Can't quite reach a charge attack there. And yeah, Kommo-O gets farmed down too. GG. Alright, next game. Another Azumarill lead. Do they stay this time? Do they switch? They are staying right now. Not afraid of the Thunder Fang. Tangy gonna go for a Psychic Fangs right now. Once again, dropping the defense of the opposing Azumarill. Judging by that previous game. Oh, the opponent actually threw an alignment there. Allowing Tangy to sneak in a full free Thunder Fang. That may actually allow Tangy to win the ones, like, pretty easily. However, opponent does switch out into Lucario now. This is kind of awkward, to be honest. You have nothing really to hit this Lucario with, but after Psychic Fangs, these Steel Wings are doing a ton. Have to shield the Shadow Ball though. It would pretty much knock out, or it would definitely knock out. So has to shield it up. Now 2 shields down. Shadow Dragonite already has a lot of energy though, so maybe able to unleash a Hyper Beam on this Azumarill, which comes in right now. Gonna go for the Hyper Beam. Opponent probably thinks that Superpower's not gonna knock out, so they let it go. They do let it go. Hyper Beam knocks out the Azumarill. Out comes Registeel now. This is not an easy match at all. Steelix is in Focus Blast range. Kommo-O is pretty much gonna get taken out by a single Focus Blast. Actually, I do think they need two. Tangy, once again, farming up to the Superpower, throw the Dragon Claw. Opponent has to respect it, shields it up. Now making this a little bit easier for Tangy. Can now bring in Kommo-O, probably go for double close combat. Probably won't outpace though. But if he throws a close combat, oh, there's a catch it. Oh, catch would be huge, yeah. But does get hit here. It is the Focus Blast. Kommo-O takes it though. Will get outpaced to our Focus Blast. But if you can close combat now, maybe do like one more Poison Jab and then switch. The opponent is pretty much forced to throw, and then they're like pretty far away from another Focus Blast. So actually opponent realizes that and thinks his Winkle is calling a bait, but Tangy, close combat there, took out the Registeel. GG. Next up, another Magnezone lead. Steelix picking up some great leads here. Yeah, day 1 was filled with Magnezone leads. I think it's a very solid lead still, to be honest. I see a lot of Azumarill in the lead, especially, and Magnezone just counters that very, very nicely. Anyway, opponent switches out into the Galarian Weezing. This thing could pack Overheat, but Tangy, not afraid. No shields the bait here. The Sludge does absolutely nothing. Now, Weezing charges incredibly quickly, so this could just be an Overheat right here. Tangy does shoot it up appropriately. This puts him in an amazing spot. Now decides to try to catch another attack on Kommo-O. Not successful, but the Weezing does have to throw anyway. And since Sludge is double debuffed, does absolutely nothing to Kommo-O there. Azumarill comes out now. Kommo-O has Poison Jab, so this will definitely start adding up. Only has resisted charge attacks though, so this won't do that much, but already almost puts Azumarill on the yellow, so it's really not that bad. Out comes Magnezone now. Gonna go for a bait. Probably gonna get a shield. Do get a shield. Wow. You can also run Boom Burst on Kommo-O, by the way, which would be interesting coverage for Azumarill, but close combat just come in so clutch so many times. As we see the Magnezone go down to 1 right there, and now Dragonite has not even been used, and I don't think it's gonna need to be used. Steelix will still survive this. Oh, it's a Hydro Pump! Takes out Steelix, and we are gonna see some play for the Dragonite here, as it will be able to Steel Wing down the Azumarill at this point. Not after, not before. Oh, what? Just letting this go, putting it on Kommo-O right now. Alright, I love it. A little risky, but giving the kill shot to the FMP right there. Kommo-O, GG. Next up, another Azumarill lead. Yeah, Azumarill back this out. They're just everywhere. And Steelix does not hate to see it. Thunder Fang once again coming in clutch. Opponent switching out into Escavalier. Not a great Pokemon for Platypus to see, as the best answer is... Oh, wow. Opponent shields that. Yeah, I think people are not very aware of the counts on Thunder Fang. Thunder Fang gains, generates 5 energy. But also, no shield acid spray. That's amazing, by the way. It's amazing. But yeah, Thunder Fang generates 5 energy per attack. So you just threw 7 is 35 energy. That can't be a crunch. So it's 9 for a crunch. But who knows that, right? I mean, I had to look it up after I battled him pretty much. So like that's just, it's still an attack you see often. So it makes sense. A lot of players are miscounting there, or miscalculating. Anyway, in the meantime, he just got 2 shields. He got 2 shields of this opponent. Azumarill did get a little far better. It's a little scary for the Steelix. We will likely have to give his shields back. Yeah, already has to use both of his shield, I would guess. Oh, keeping his shield for Kommo-O. I love this a lot. You know you can take the Ice Beam. Kommo-O without shields is not great. So keeping the shield for it makes a lot of sense. Out comes the Lucario now, dropping the defense with the Steelix. This may put it in range for like a Dragon Claw, so I have to expend a little less energy. Shield this Blaze Kick. Ooh. Now Lucario will get to the Shadow Ball a little earlier. Throwing the close combat right before it though. This will definitely knock out the Lucario. Bye bye. And out comes Azumarill now. Can Kommo-O close out this game? Gonna farm up to the max, throw the close combat, and this should do 20% health. So Kommo-O closing out another match. GG. Steelix. Another Azumarill. I mean, it's Fantasy Cup. It's Fantasy Cup. This is about what you can expect, to be honest. I was leading Turtonator the other day, and it was just Azumarill land all over the place. But that's Fantasy Cup. That's Fantasy Cup, you know? And Steelix is having a good time. It's having a good time. Opponent staying in. Thunder Fang's really adding up. Psychic Fangs also really helps there. Wow, shields up. Does shoot up the Hydro Pump, which is huge, because that would definitely knock out. Out comes Turtonator now, throws the Breaking Swipe, brings in Kommo-O. This is a little worse matchup for Kommo-O, seeing as you have Potion Jab, but not Dragon Tail. Actually, I would say it's a lot worse of a matchup. But he did get a debuff with Breaking Swipe, meaning that the Dragon Pulse may have not knocked out. Turtonator actually decides to let that Dragon Claw go, which is super interesting. Maybe not expecting that to knock out. That's huge for Platypus, though, because now he still has shields for Dragonite and Kommo-O, which is massive. Opponent has to shield up this move from Kommo-O, probably very weak to it in the back. Are we going to see a shield here? No. Decides to let Kommo-O go down, put it all on Steelix and Dragonite. I think that makes a lot of sense. And it's Fire Fang Mowile. Again, another Pokemon they're stealing on Dragonite. This comes in clutch. Look at that damage. This is the Power Punch, but gotta just shield it up. You have shields, may as well use them. And these Steel Wings are adding up so much faster than Fire Fangs are. Dragon Claw, triple resisted, but opponent still kind of forced to shoot it up. Next one, also triple resisted, but it's gonna knock out, right? It's gonna knock out. It does not knock out. Yeah, okay. It's triple resisted. I guess that makes sense. But Steelix finish off the game. GG. Next match, we see an absolutely awful lead for Platypus. Here, Turtonator Steelix has to switch out of the Kommo-O, but opponent switches to Tapu Fini, probably thinking the Steelix is running Dragon Tail, which would be kind of bad for Turtonator, I guess. So they switch out, but this is awesome for Kommo-O. This is like so much better than the Azumarill matchup as well, because the Potion Jabs are actually adding up quite a bit, and the opponent has to fire up so much energy to fire off a Moonblast. So also feels safe, no shooting the first attack, assuming it's Surf, which it was. Also throws a Dragon Claw bait there. Opponent makes a wise no shoot there, expecting the bait. Now able to get to another Surf. The Platypus knew exactly when he was gonna get there. Does CP tie with his own Dragon Claw, able to take a shoot from his opponent as well there. Now opponent brings out the Azumarill. So this is a Turtonator double water fairy line, which on paper should definitely beat a Tangy, by the way. We got the fire type for the steel type, and we got the fairy types for the dragon types. But this may still be possible for Platypus. Attack coming through. It's just a Hydro Pump. It is. Almost takes out the Steelix. Switching into the Dragonite. Now Dragonite may be able to sweep as this Azumarill to throw an attack here to take a shield from the Dragonite. And then the Turtonator needs like 3 Incinerates to get to an attack here to the Dragon Pulse. So it may even get knocked out before that. Tangy overfarming as much as he can here. Throwing the Dragon Claw right before the Dragon Pulse. Is this enough to knock out the Turtonator? Sadly, it is not. Turtonator is just too bulky. Takes it like a champ. Able to flamethrower the Dragonite to knock it out. And unfortunately, Steelix is not able to get to the next attack. GG. Alright, final match here. Steelix into Tapu Fini. I don't think we've seen this matchup just yet. We've seen Azu a couple times, which is pretty okay matchup for Steelix. See how it is versus Tapu Fini. I would have imagined that it was worse for Steelix than versus Azu, because Water Guns would do Word and Bubble. But it looks like the Steelix actually way outpacing the Tapu Fini in terms of fast move damage there. Opponent actually decided to switch out, catch his Psychic Fangs on their Registeel. Platypus actually brings in the Dragonite here, which is interesting. Probably open to grab some shields here with potential superpowers. Farms up to 1 right now, but goes for Dragon Claw, of course, since he's not running superpower. An opponent calls the bait, lets it go. Able to go for a Zap Cannon here. I'm surprised he wouldn't go into the Kommo-O actually, but likely just expecting something in the back where Poison Jab Kommo-O would do better than Steel Wing Dragonite. Still gets a shield there as well, which is very nice. And with this Dragon Claw, he will likely be able to put the Registeel in farm down range for at least Steelix. I would say Kommo-O will probably have a tough time farming it down with Poison Jabs, but Steelix with Thunder Fangs may just do the job. Oh, then switching out Tapu Fini, getting the Water Gun down on Steelix. Now it's all up to Kommo-O. Can it farm it down before it gets to another attack? Can just barely farm it down before Tapu Fini reaches the Moonblast. Now, what does the opponent have in the back? Kommo-O already has a bunch of energy, and Azu in the back. This is where you generally can't really use the energy. Goes for a Dragon Claw bait here. Gets no shielded. Wow. Very risky bait by Platypus here. Goes for another one, actually. Goes for another Dragon Claw bait. Opponent no shields it once again. Is he gonna bait again? Well, this is definitely not gonna... You have to shoot this up as Tangyplatypus. You have to shoot this up. Would knock out. Does he go for another bait? He does go for another bait. Is third time the charm. Opponent does shoot it up. Now you can go for the close combat. Is this gonna be enough to knock out the Azumarill? I think it barely is not gonna be. Needs some more poison jabs, but Azumarill already had another play rough. That's goodbye to Kommo-O. GG there. Well played by the opponent. That was our final battle. Thank you very much, Tangyplatypus, for sending me these battles. These were incredible to watch. Steel Wing Kommo-O, Steel Wing Dragonite and Potion Jab Kommo-O look extremely legit, as well as Thunder Fang Steelix. I've actually been trying out Potion Jab Kommo-O myself a little bit yesterday, and it was just incredible. So to everyone watching, if there's one Pokemon in this team I recommend, it's definitely Potion Jab Kommo-O. I think it's super legit. The other two, I'm not quite sure if they're memes or actually good quite yet, but as you can see, you can definitely make them work either way. So thank you very much, Tangyplatypus, for showing us that. Appreciate y'all watching. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Good luck with your battle traders.